she refers to gaslighting or gaslighter as almost a disorder. She says like it's not mentioned on the DSM-5 along with the personality disorders like narcissist and dissocial personality disorder, histrionic personality, and borderline personality disorder. So to me, gaslighting is just a tool that everyone uses sometimes, but these personality styles, because to me they are styles, not disorders, are more likely to use them. Anyway, let's say what the author has to say. She says that everyone knows a gaslighter. She says they're charming, seductive, sure of themselves, the woman on your team that takes credit for your work, or the politician who cannot accept any mistake, or the stalker or harasser that says that you ask for it. She says that they're master manipulators, that they make you doubt your own sense of reality, and they could be anywhere. I'm gonna mention her viral article that probably inspired this book about red flags that you should look for in gaslighters. So that could be useful for you. Maybe you are hanging out with a gaslighter, probably a narcissist or whatever. And she says that even though it's a really famous term, there's not much research. Again, to me, this is because it's not a disorder, it's just a tool that some disorders or styles are more likely to use. So what I think is that in a way she's gaslighting us into believing gaslighter it's real. So let's talk a bit about its origin. It comes from, well, it actually was added to the Oxford English Dictionary in 2004, and actually I think it won in 2022 the word of the year, but it's been used for a while now. The first time we heard about it was on a play, but then it became famous because of a movie, Gaslight, which came out in 1944, I think. It was, I don't know, I forgot the word for that. But the main actress was Ingrid Bergman, and in this movie, her husband is trying to make her feel or believe that she's crazy. And importantly for gaslighting is that I guess they were using gaslights at the time, and he was messing with the lights, and she was noticing the lights were flickering, but her husband told her that the lights were fine, that she was hallucinating. So she was like, "Oh, I'm going crazy." That's why it's called gaslighting. She says that these people use your own words against you. I promise I'm gonna get better at English. I just need to practice because I haven't practiced in a while. So I need my brain and my mouth to come together. But let's keep going. So subscribe. The next book is gonna be Drink, about alcohol. Well, they said they use your own words against you. They lie to your face. They ignore your needs, and they try to convince you of alternate facts. They turn your family and friends against you, and they turn you against your family and friends so they can isolate you. All that to see you suffer and to gain power. Okay, so the author mentions 11 red flags. Look, we're gonna try to do something different. Instead of finding out if somebody else is doing it, we're gonna check ourselves. We're gonna see if we're doing it, and we're gonna try to be better, because we can only control what we do. Okay, so the number one is they tell blatant lies. So that you doubt every time if they're saying truth or not, or what, so you don't know what is happening. Number two is they deny having said something, even if you have proof, so that you question reality. Is my memory failing? Maybe I'm wrong. They use as a weapon. Number three is they use as a weapon what is dear and important to you. Number four, they wear you down with time. It's not just one hit. It's one comment, one lie, one whatever. So it's little by little by little until it's too late. Okay, their actions don't fit their words. So they tell you are important to them, but they act like you don't matter. Number six, they use positive reinforcement, and probably intermittent reinforcement, like we talked in the last video about the stalkers. So they give you some love every once in a while. So you so they keep you looking for it, trying to get it again and again. 7 is they know confusion weakens you, so you don't even know where you're standing. Number 8, they project. If they are cheating, they think you're cheating and they accuse you of cheating. If they're angry, they tell you you're angry. If they lie, they tell you you're a liar. Number 9 is that they try to turn people against you. Number 10, they tell everyone else that you're crazy, so they don't take you seriously, that you overreact and stuff like that. So when you go and complain about them, people were gonna say, "Oh, this is how he is," or "This is how she is," which is important because the author says that gaslighting it's equally common in men and women, but usually women are the one that complain about it, and men just keep it to themselves. So that's why they think it's a man thing to be a gaslighter. And number 11 is they tell everybody else and to you that you're crazy. When you complain, they tell you, "Oh, you're overreacting, you're crazy." And I'm pretty sure we all done that, so we gotta stop that. And something interesting is that they start little by little, as I said before. So they're testing the limits, seeing how far they can push you, and it's kind of a test. Some of the other characteristics is that, let's see how long, they abuse people with less power than them, like servers and stuff. They also like they're really bootlickers. I forgot how they say, like, I don't know, but they say like you're the best, you're beautiful, you're so smart, so that you put down your defenses. They compare you to others. They are obsessed with their image and yours image, and so they spend their money in makeup, surgeries, stuff like that, even if they don't have enough to pay for rent or whatever. To me, the most important thing, and it's universal to personality disorders and sociopaths and stuff like that, the most telling is people who cannot take responsibility for what they do, for their mistakes. They always blame someone else. They are always a victim. That it's, for me, that's the most telling sign. If you see that, she says that they basically everything they say is a lie. So you might as well ignore what they say because it has no relation to reality. To them, everything is about winning power. So whatever they say is to gain power, to control you, to manipulate you. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. It's irrelevant to them. And she says something interesting about when you're dealing with them. Sometimes we might feel the temptation to give them a taste of their own medicine, to treat them like that, humiliate them, or confront them. But I'm actually reading this book too, so it's all coming together. So I'm gonna review this eventually. So I say don't confront them because it's not gonna work. It's gonna make things worse for you. She says that maybe in the short term it can work. They may back down because they're shocked, but these people are extremely vengeful, so they're gonna try and destroy your life after that. So it's better to just try and have some compassion, oh yeah, she says that the best technique is like to pretend that you're not affected, because when they see they affect you, they feed out of that. They feel the power. So you gotta like pretend like you don't care and eventually move away from them because they're not gonna change. And in this other book they say like sometimes we think that if we love them enough and if we watch Disney movies, if we kiss them or whatever, they're gonna change, but that's not usually the case. So it's better just to leave or never start. So that's why it's useful to watch these signs, so you can just leave. Something that comes along with gaslighting is lovebombing, which is also like a pop psych or psych pop or whatever term. And it's important to make a difference because obviously when you're trying to seduce someone, I guess, or go out with someone, you're gonna be more romantic and stuff, and there's some hormones that give you more energy, like I think it's called phenylalanine or whatever. So of course things are gonna change. It doesn't mean that he or she love bombed you because it's not the same as of the first week, but it's not the same as what gaslighters you do. And it's like they present you with a fabulous life. Like they give you everything so intense. They tell you that you're the best, the most beautiful. They give you adventure, passion, and then when they get what they want, they take it all away because it was just a tool. They were never in love. And the tragedy of that is that you stay because you're trying to get that person back, the person that you fell in love with. You try to get them back. If only I wait, if only I love them enough, it's gonna come back. But they say don't waste your time because that person, it doesn't exist. It never did. It was just a tool to get you. And some of the cruelest thing gaslighters do is that they notice when you're getting tired, when you're trying to withdraw, go away, and then they pull you back in. They give you some breadcrumb, bring some love. They tell you they love you, or they try, oh, we're gonna get married, we're gonna move together. Don't believe them. They're just trying to hook you back in. Nothing's gonna change. And I've seen that many times. So yeah, I know we are programmed or wired to believe what we want to be true. It's confirmation bias. But we gotta ask ourselves why. What happened? Why did they change? Nothing. They just want to get you back. So try and she says that one of the tests that they do is like they do this stonewalling. So at the beginning they would disappear for weeks or months or days and then just come back as if nothing happened. And if you just let it go, they see that as a sign of weakness, that you're gonna accept their lies, their misbehaviors, so you can become a victim to them. But if you face them, if you tell them what happened, why, hold them accountable, you may pass the test and they leave you alone and they go and search for someone else. So anyway, I'm gonna tell you some other early signs that you can detect in a first date or second date so you can just leave. And something that I thought it was really useful in this book is because it's about finding high conflict people. And he says that he says that ask yourself, if you are in doubt about a behavior as yourself, would 90% of men or women act this way? And if the answer is no, it's better to never start, just go away. So if you think about it, the next points that I'm gonna give you, I think they fall with this rule. Like 90% of men or women wouldn't do that on a first date or second date. So here they are, the signs you were waiting for. They talk about commitment really soon, like getting married and stuff. They talk about having children, and not in general, but with you, too soon. They tell you you are the most beautiful, smartest, and stuff. They don't ask you about your life. This is kind of contradicting because some people say like they don't tell anything about themselves so they can get information, but maybe that's different. They only speak about themselves as if you weren't there. They talk about their families as if they were dysfunctional. They treat employees rudely. They invade your personal space. They don't have basic manners. They tell you about their infidelities. I don't know why. They talk a lot about their previous relationships. They order for you the food even if you didn't ask. And she says that sometimes these conducts might sound like fun or attractive, but they're signs to get away. They're vague about what they do for a living. They don't leave when they're asked to. They don't let you leave. Their stories are inconsistent. They talk about having a lot of money, but they forgot their wallet and stuff. She says that a lot of gaslighters, they look like narcissists, and to me it's because they are the same. Maybe the only difference is their level of success. But I don't know. Food for thought.